Bill!
Oh no. What now?
What are we doing? It's Friday. It's the Friday. It's the eve of New Year's Eve. And not a creature is stirring. Not even a Zydeco.
Some of us are trying to work.
Why?
It's the last trading day of the year.
Could be
That's why.
But we could party like it's 1999.
And we probably won't,
Why?
because it's the last trading day of the year.
It's ridiculous.
It's a work day.
For some.
For some.
What are we doing for the Jack and Bill show?
I have no idea.
You never have any good ideas.
I have a few, but just not today.
Oh, well, I only plan for today. One day at a time.
All right, how about this? Since you're the creative mastermind, the genius behind the camera, why don't you come up with a best of?
That sounds horrible.
That's my idea.
All right.
Are you a do-it-yourself investor? Is your investment portfolio on autopilot?
Hi, I'm Jack Ditt.
Jack.
That's my name.
It's the end of the year. Tomorrow. Not the end of the world, but it's the end of the year. Is there any final words?
Any final words for the last trading day of the year?
Yes.
It's kind of late to be doing this. We actually wrote a market commentary, which is on the website, about year-end things to consider doing. And
I meant like sports stats or something.
sports stats. Well, there's 5 bowl games today, and the good bowl games really are just kind of getting started. And Notre Dame is playing South Carolina, I think at 2:30 Eastern this afternoon. So that's going to be one of the better ones. And then we've got the college football playoffs lineup tomorrow. But today, since you asked, today is the last day. If you have anything that got really beaten up this year, so we're entering into the very last day. Yesterday was a very strong day for the stock and bond markets. Today we're getting a little bit of a reversal there. So we're going to wind up closing out the year with the bond market down, call it 12 or 13%, and the stock market measured by the S&P 500 down 18 or 19%.
So basically what's happening is the market is ending the year with a waltz.
Yes, that's right. So the things to consider doing today on the last trading day of the year, but if you watch this video after 3 o'clock, it will have been too late.
Let's be honest, if they watch it after, when's that bowl game start?
2:30.
Eastern time?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1:30 Central.
You'd have time to maneuver rapidly, to do a Roth conversion, if you could do the paperwork fast enough. And any tax loss selling before 3 o'clock to offset any gains that you may have realized this year, which we in fact did. And we think we've done all the tax loss selling we need to do. So repositioning portfolios in accordance with the prescribed asset allocation that is fitting for your long-term goals, time horizons, return expectations, risk tolerance, income needs, all that sort of stuff. It's a good time to revisit that today, to be postured in the things you want to be postured in accordance with your risk as you enter into 2023 next week. How about that? That sounds a little professional, doesn't it?
Yeah. A little more professional than what I was aiming for, but it works. Later we'll pet the eagle over there.
Okay.
Did the bond market accurately predict the levels of inflation that we have now?
Is that a question?
That's a question.
No, sir.
It did not. It did not. So the bond market, we like to say, is the adult in the room. The bond market globally is the largest market, well, bonds and rates. But we say that it is the grown-up in the room compared to the stock market but the bond market does not always get it right. And the bond market, did not foresee CPI hitting a 7.5% print like it did this week. So that's out of the way.
Yeah.
And a good gauge of where the Fed funds rate should be is the yield on the 2-year Treasury, which is 1.5%. So normally we see a very, very high correlation between the 2-year Treasury
But
yield
where
and
the Fed's going
funds,
to take it,
where
is
it's
what
going
you're
to
saying,
take
right?
it. Yes. So the expectation of 5 to 7 quarter point rate hikes, makes sense, especially when you look at where the 2-year Treasury yield is.
Year to date now, with today's market, the S&P 500 is up about 2.5%. It was up 1.95% today.
Well, this whole notion of reflation, it is something that we've talked about for some time now. Different aspects of reflation, the implications, how to position portfolios for it. We are clearly seeing an acceleration of reflation in many different areas. Certainly we're seeing a rise in inflation expectations. Now, you could say that inflation, by the broad measure of it, is still relatively low, but there are certainly pockets in the economy that we can point to where we are seeing absolute strength in inflation. Look at commodity price, where we are seeing absolute inflation in commodity prices. So things like copper, energy, very inflationary.
Yeah, hold on. This is today's Wall Street Journal. The Dow Jones Commodity Index is up 11.17% year to date. Crude oil is up 31.5%. That is going to be felt at the gasoline pump, by the way. Natural gas is up 8.15%. So there you have it, Bill.
And speaking of pain at the pump, what's going to happen this summer when the economy reopens? Everyone is just eager to travel.
Way
get out.
eager. Summer driving season without a pandemic.
Yeah, we're going to see definitely some pain at the pump.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
Tell some of our unique, thought this would be fun to tell some unique client stories. I started in the business in 1990, and to date in 1991, probably the most successful thing that I had done, I met this FB-111 pilot. I think I actually got him on a cold call. I would go out and do in-person cold calling during the day, Bill. Then at nighttime,
No, that was back when they had party lines. Is that right?
party lines. Do you know what a party line is?
Yes, I do.
No, but this was back when you could actually talk to someone on the phone
Right.
and not be fined $10,000.
True.
So now they have do not
and it was
call
a hard
list.
line too.
This gentleman who's a lieutenant colonel, FB-111 pilot, and he just gave me $10,000 that we put in 3 speculative stocks and made a little money. And I was just a rookie and didn't know what I was doing so much. But he invited me. They were at Barksdale Air Force Base. I got invited to the Officers Club. Some were drinking rather heavily. Of course, I wouldn't do that, especially when I'm making a presentation.
Did
But
you take advantage of these people?
Yeah. But this was really cool. So I think I wound up opening up about 25 accounts and brought in about $2.5 million. And man, I was the bomb to my boss.
To my banking days, I remember one of the earlier calls that I made, and it was to a manufacturing plant. This was in Texas, outside of Houston. I was doing a tour with the owner of the plant and another banker. We're walking around. It was a concrete floor. And I noticed that there were these metal grates running all through the plant. And it was toxic runoff from their operations.
Oh man.
Well, I'm in a wool suit, pinstripe suit, sporting my brand new Johnson and Murphy cap shoes, walking through this plant, and I saw the grading, and they warned us. And wouldn't you know, the one place in that whole plant missing one little section of grading, I put my foot into.
Ooh.
And sunk my whole foot down into this, whatever it was.
Toxic waste.
Yes. So you talk about embarrassed. So I pull my foot out, soaking wet. I have to take off my shoe and my sock. And that's how I went home. I think I flew. That may have been a flight back to Houston, actually.
You're fortunate to still have that foot.
I'm
probably.
fortunate to still have that foot. Yes.
I would love to do sports commentating. I'd have to follow it a little bit more. So, now, did you entitle this Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park, not just for dinosaurs.
Okay. Am I the dinosaur?
It's not just for dinosaurs.
Okay. We would say, so Jurassic Park, dinosaurs are rather historical.
Or prehistoric.
Prehistoric. So we had some things that took place in the marketplace today, Wesley, that you could say are almost historic or even biblical or something like that.
They're epic.
I mean, epic.